I want to do something a little bit different this morning. I'm going to provide some constructive criticism because I feel like we with conditions are in a unique position that we have the knowledge, as I like to refer to it, similar to taxi drivers, that we can actually help corporations to learn more about our conditions, so they're not just learning accessibility from accessibility experts but from unique consultants who have particular conditions. We are all consultants on these things because we know our conditions better than anyone. It's not a rant in any means, because I think corporations need to be learning from people about what makes their service difficult to use, and I by no means mean this as a negative video. I mean, I don't want people commenting sort of saying horrible things about the company, but I mean it as a positive thing, as a learning experience, to actually be able to explain in better detail rather than over a tweet the problems I had faced last night when I was trying to do some sort of general complaining, shall we say. So I was dealing with Sky, who I think generally are pretty good on accessibility. I mean, their website accessibility is really good, their design accessibility is really good. They've clearly got people in-house that work on this sort of thing and they're doing a really good job of it, so good job on that front. The problems I came up against were I needed to actually speak to someone, and I know this is a problem that most people face with most companies. You never really get to speak to a human nowadays, you're speaking to like a voice controlled system or something. So the process I went through, I went to the website, logged into my account, all easy, nice website, easy to use. Went to the help page, found the telephone number, because obviously always telephone help is better for me because I can speak fairly clearly to a person, and then they can sort of work out, triage what I need and, put me through to the right person that can help me. So my problem was to do with sound on my Skybox, and I just needed to speak to someone who could send an engineer out to help fix it. This is the second time I've done this, and the first time they sent someone out who changed my Skybox, and I'm still having problems with it right now. So I've had two experiences that have been exactly the same, so I'm talking from two experiences rather than just one here. So I called the number, and they basically do like a voice control system similar to the cinema. Try saying that after a few gins. So they sort of triage you off based on the words that you say. So I said problems with sound. It recognised that I said something about sound, and I'm thinking this is great. It's recognising my voice. I'm struggling a little bit with the dystonia in my neck that sometimes I'm not the clearest, but it recognised my voice and it all went well then. It asked me a second question about what kind of Skybox I had. I answered that, it understood that, and this is when it started going wrong. So it then said, we have sent you a link to your mobile device, or something along these lines. I'm not quoting verbatim. There is no need for you to continue holding on this line. So I continued holding on this line because I would always rather speak to a person. I assume there'd be an option where it would say, or continue to hold for an operator, or for people with accessibility issues, continue to hold. But no, it just said the same thing again. So I put the phone down begrudgingly because I know exactly where this goes, because I had exactly the same problem last time. And they send you a text message, which is the start of a chat. So you can either chat to someone through text, you can go onto their Sky app and talk to someone, or you can go on Facebook Messenger and talk to someone. So I thought, well, last time I tried the chat through text and really struggled with it, so let's try the Facebook app, the Facebook chat this time. The problem I have with this is that it doesn't give you an option to not be good at typing. Even if you use dictate on your phone, at the moment with the neck dystonia, Siri is not recognising me at all. So I know that's Apple's fault as well, but actually, making a system that gives you an easy access point to get out to, if it's not something you can do, would be great. To kind of have an exit door, if actually typing isn't easy for you, that there should be some other route. The problem with the system as well is the fact that it takes so long to type, and I can see why they've done it like this, because basically the premise is that you can go about your day. So for busy people it's great, and actually if I could type well I'd love it, because actually there's no time limits on the messaging, so someone will just reply to you. You reply when you're free. If you're at work you can reply during your lunch break or what have you, and then they'll reply, and there's no, it doesn't cut off, there's no sort of timer on it where suddenly you start having to retype it all again. So from a sort of busy person's perspective it's a great idea. From a person who can't really type very clearly or very well, it's a bit of a nightmare. So I typed everything that I needed to type, all the info they were asking for, and last time I did this the person's shift ran out halfway through, so I had to type it all over again for the next person. And I stated that I had Parkinson's eventually, and after much cajoling they basically put me through to someone, or gave me a telephone number I could call and go directly through to someone. And I was like, that's all I was after in the first place, just a human that I could talk to. This time I went through the Facebook Messenger route. Typing was difficult. I was doing it on my laptop, but it was still difficult. And then I sort of said in the end, is there not just a number I can call? And they said, no, look, we can sort it for you here. So I just typed really brief sentences and explained I had Parkinson's. And they were really good about it, but you shouldn't have to go through that system if it's not right for you. For the amount of people that need some sort of accessibility help, it wouldn't provide that much more, burden on the support team, I wouldn't imagine, to take those as calls, as they end up probably having to go through to calls eventually anyway. So it was all sorted in the end, but I just wanted to flag this as something that can be very difficult for people that can't type very easily. And as I started with, I think we're all the masters of our own destiny when it comes to the sort of systems that we use. We need to be guiding. If something doesn't work for us, we need to be flagging that and saying it, and actually making sure corporations know that it's not easy, because they work with accessibility experts, but actually those accessibility experts aren't experts in every condition, and if there's something that's difficult for a particular kind of condition, so people with manual dexterity or things like that, we need to be flagging it. But also I think to the corporations it's showing the importance of accessibility not only in digital design, which is a real buzz thing at the moment, but actually in service design. So looking at the services and the products that you offer and the way that you offer them and the service that you're giving to people as support. I'm thinking, how would someone with, manual problems deal with this? How would someone with visual problems deal with this? And actually sometimes manual dexterity issues, people don't consider themselves as disabled, so they wouldn't take, perhaps if there's a accessibility, page on the website, people wouldn't head there directly. And this kind of comes back to my point of accessibility being for all. Something I harp on about all the time, that actually things shouldn't be specially accessible. Accessibility should be built as standard, so that everyone has access, no matter what condition you have. You shouldn't be siloed or put into a bucket that kind of says, I can and can't do these things. It should just be easy for everyone to do everything. So accessibility should be standard. A good accessibility should be standard. But not a rant at all, just some kind of feedback, because I think it's our duty to feedback on things we find more difficult. Thank you.